Hi, in this video, we will see labeled continue in Java. So in our previous video, we have seen that what is unlabeled or continue statement. So in this, we will see labeled continue. So continue statement is mostly used inside loops. Whenever it is encountered inside a loop, control directly jumps to the beginning of the loop for next iteration and skipping the execution of the statement inside the loop's body for the current iteration. So inside a loop, if we see continue statement, then it will directly jump to the starting point of your loop and it will skip the rest of the execution. So this is particularly useful when you want to continue the loop but do not want the rest of the statements in loop body to execute for that particular iteration. Okay, so the syntax will be continue and this is the label name. Okay, normally the continue is continue and then semicolon, but for the labeled continue and the label then semicolon. Okay, so there are two types of continue statements. One is unlabeled and second one is labeled. In our previous video, we have seen unlabeled continue. So in this video, we will see labeled continue. For this, let's go to the Visual Studio Code. So I have created one class called labeled continue demo. So inside this, first I'll write a for loop. Okay, for int I is equals to 1, I less than 6, I plus plus. Okay, so inside this, I will write another loop for int j is equals to 1, j less than 5, j plus plus. So now if you print system.out.println, I will try I is equals to plus I plus, I'm going to put a comma or pipe symbol, and then j is equals to it should be in same thing, j is equals to plus j. Okay, I'm printing I value, j value. That's it. So when I try to execute this, first we will see how the execution will be. Java labeled continue demo.java. You see that it is, let me, I is equals to 1, j is equals to 1, I equals to 1, j equals to 2. For each one value, it is printing 1 to 4. For the 2 value, 1 to 4. For 3 value 3, 1 to 4. For value 4, 1 to 4. For value 5, 1 to 4, j value. Okay, so how it is working? So I is equals to 1, I less than 6. So it comes inside this. Now it will execute this loop. J is equals to 1. It will print actually I is equals to 1, and j is equals to 1, j plus plus. 2 less than 5, yes. I is equals to 1 already inside this loop. 1, 2, and again 1, 2 plus plus 3, then 4 plus plus 1, 4. Then if it is 5, not less than 5, right? So it will come out of that loop and then for loop I plus plus 2, and then I is equals to 2, and again it will execute 4 times. I is equals to 3, then again it will execute 4 times. So that's how it will execute. But so sometimes I don't want to continue inside this loop. Otherwise, I don't want to continue this loop according to my requirement. Okay, so what I'll do here, before printing, we have seen in the previous unlabeled statement, right? I have a condition. If I equals to 3, whenever I value is equals to 3, or j equals to 2. So in this scenario, okay, in this scenario, any one of these things, whenever I is equals to 3, then otherwise j is equals to 2, then I want to use continue statement, means I don't want to execute rest of the statements. continue, right? But normal continue, you know, right? Only applicable for this loop wherever you write continue. But I want to use the same continue for this outer for loop also. Okay, so that time you will give a name to the for loop, that is called label. Okay, so I can name a for loop. So first what I'll do, first for loop, and then give a colon. Okay, first for loop, give a colon, otherwise outer for loop. Let it be first for loop. That means if you have multiple for loops, inside for loop, another for loop, so then first for loop, and this is second for loop. That's it. You can give a label to the for loop. So this is how you can give. Now I want to break, means continue. I want to use continue on this for loop. Then I can use first loop. So continue space, you give the label name. So now this continue is applicable for what? This for loop. Okay. Now whenever I is equals to 3, then it will go, it will break this one. No, it will not continue this for loop. Directly jump to this one, and what it will do, it will go for 4. Okay. And the same way, if j is equals to 2, if j is equals to 2, it will not execute the rest of the code. Directly it will go to the 3. Now I should not print 3, j should not print 2 in our loop. So whenever I is equals to 3, I should not be there. Okay. So let me execute this and we'll see. If you observe this, I is equals to 1, j is equals to 1. Okay. I is equals to 1, j is equals to 1, right? But the moment second time j repeats inside for loop, right? J become 2. If j is 2, then continue to what? This loop, for loop. Means terminate the remaining things and go to the first. Then I became 2. Okay. Then I became 2. 2, 1 will print. 2, 1 will print. But the moment j equals to 2, it will terminate again the first for loop. Then it will not even continue for the second for loop, directly jump. Now j became 3. Sorry, I became 3. The moment I is equals to 3, I'm saying I'm not bothering about. Okay, j is equals to 1, right? Then I is equals to 3. Then continue. So even it is not printing for the j also. But the moment when I is equals to 3 it is true, then it will directly jump to the loop. Then I became 4. Then 4, 1 will print. The moment j is equals to 2, then it again continues the first one. So because of that 4, 1. The same thing for 5. 5, 1 will print. The moment j is equals to 2, again it will continue. So because of that, I is equals to 5, j is equals to 1. So in the outer one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but 3 is missing. In the inner one, 1, 2, 3, 4, but the moment it is 2, it will continue the outer loop. Because of that, I printed 1, 2, 4, 5, j printed only 1. Okay. If you understand how for loop will execute, then it will be easy. Okay. So this is how it will continue to the first loop. What if I put second loop, second for loop? Okay. Then it will terminate only this one. It will not applicable for this for loop. Okay. First we'll execute and we'll understand the. You see that so many lines here, only 4 lines. Here I is equals to 1, but j is equals to 2 is not there. The reason is the moment j is equals to 2, it will continue to this loop, means 2 plus 3. So it will continue. So 1, 1, 1, 3, 1, 2 will not be there. The reason is the moment j is equals to 2, I am saying continue. So because of that, I will continue with I 1, 1, 1, 3, 1, 4. Okay. The reason is 5 less than 5. So it will, then it became 2. For the 2 also, you will not see 2, 2. Only 2, 1, 2, 3, 2. But coming to the I, whenever I is equals to 3, I don't want to execute. means continue to the, so because of that I3 is not there. Then it will go to the 4. The moment it is 4, then you will not see 4 2. The reason is the j equals to 2, then it will jump to the next statement in the second for loop. So for the 5 also, 5 1, there is no 5 2, 5 3, 5 4. Okay, so this is how, which loop you want to restrict for particular condition, then you can use this continue. Okay, this is how labeled continue will work. So I don't have control, because of that I'll give some label to that, and I want to use continue with that label. Okay, so that is all about labeled continue demo. For the first time it might be a bit confusing, but keep executing and keep practicing, will understand. What could be the possible interview questions from this? So what is continue or unlabeled continue, and what is labeled continue statement in Java? Okay, so normal continue we discussed in our previous video, labeled continue we discussed in this video. Okay, that's all in this video. Thank you.